In a world crying out for a top 10 show, John Rocha and Matt Knost are here to bring you the top 10. Brought to you by the Schmoes Know. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this week's The Top 10 show. I am John Rocha.
I am Matt Knost. What's going on? Just trying to scarf down a little bite of food real quick.
Trying to get the energy into himself so that because we got a monster size episode, so to speak. Hey-oh.
You tell me you didn't do that intentionally?
I did not. I didn't.
Really? That was an accident?
Just came to me. Every once in a while.
I want to believe you, but then your posturing says maybe not.
I swear I had not thought of a pun ahead of time. It just came to me. It's a monster size episode. Is this our Halloween episode? This is our Halloween episode?
Yeah, but it comes out the week before Halloween because the week of Halloween is Thor.
That's right. Ooh.
Yeah, we got some,
The Ragnarok.
I hope that's good. That looks like it's fun.
I have 4 people who've gone to see it already at Collider, and they fucking loved it.
It looks like it's going to be so much fucking fun. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And the little clips that they're leaking and...
I stopped.
Oh, did you?
I saw the first trailer, and I'm like, you got me? Because I love Planet Hulk.
Yes.
I love Planet Hulk, and they go to the gladiatorial, story of it. Yeah, I'm on board. What you got?
I can't wait. I'm super excited about it because, I mean, so much about it. Everyone has said it's so great. And when I sat in the Hall H panel, it was just, you could tell they were all having a great time with each other and a blast making the movie. And the clips I've seen, which is I can't get enough of it, the clips I've seen are just perfectly funny and perfectly great. Like there's no undercutting of the superhero that is Thor for the humor. You know what I'm saying? It really works. And Cate Blanchett just looks like she's going to be fantastic as Hela. So, and Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, just all of it. And of course, the buddy cop thing, the buddy thing that's going on with Ruffalo and Hemsworth is just genius, man.
Well, which they brought in nicely through like the first Avengers movie.
Yes.
When Hulk just out of nowhere punches Thor. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they put that stupid joke in that I loved in the comics. Anyway, that's not what this show is. That's another week's show. But we are definitely excited for that. So this one is our Halloween show.
It is. We were kicking around this idea of like, how would we do a new, because we'd had Copster and Cody on for a Halloween one we did once, and we thought we'd find a new way into this subject. And Matt actually suggested, what about top 10 movie monsters? Not top 10 movie monster films.
Nope, just the monsters.
Just the monsters. And so it's a unconventional way for us to talk about a top 10 list that's not necessarily related, not necessarily a film list, but it is related to film.
It is. And there's obviously going to be like, the films are referenced.
Sure, of course.
But to me, it was like almost a character exploration.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, how am I going to define monsters? But at the same time, like, there's a lot of good monsters on the face of it. Mm-hmm. And also the quality of the movies that they're used in does affect my list as well.
Okay, fair.
That's the thing, which there's a couple like iconic ones that don't make my list because like, I'm sorry, I don't have a movie reference where they have succeeded with that character.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a statement to make right off the bat.
Yep.
Iconic movie monster that's not on your list because you didn't like the films.
Nope.
Wow. I have a feeling who you're talking about, but we shall see.
We shall see.
Anyway, are you good? Have you been? You been good?
Yeah, I got no complaints. I ask every week, and I basically just say the same thing. I'm fine. I got no complaints. I'm excited that basketball is back. That's good.
Yes.
I'm going to numerous games. I've already bought tickets
for the Clipper stuff. Nice.
Yeah, it's the cheaper ticket. I want to see the Lakers, but even on bad games, you're dropping over 100.
And they might be decent this year. So
yeah, they're not going to be decent. They're going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They're going to be interesting.
Definitely.
But decent? No, not in the West. You kidding me?
This might be the first time I get the season pass from the beginning because I kind of want to watch every game of the Thunder. I'm intrigued, and the Rockets. to see how Chris Paul
Sure.
and James Harden get along, especially all this bullshit coming out of Kevin McHale's mouth. Ugh, shut the fuck up.
It's whatever. It's a nothing story that has been blown way out of proportion.
Yeah, old man. I'm excited. I'm just excited. And the maturing Timberwolves. I'd like to see what's going to happen this season with them. And I even have a weird thing about the Kings. And I'm just like, I want to see what's there.
Yeah, I like De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
That guy seems really interesting to me. Let's see what he can do if they give him fully the keys to this car.
Yeah.
I want to see what Utah can do without Hayward.
Yeah.
I want to see the Clippers retooled without Chris Paul. Trust me, and that's all in the West. In the East, I don't know. I want to see the Celtics.
Definitely. And I actually do want to see the Cavaliers, see how Dwayne Wade and LeBron get along with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose did a crossover move in preseason the other day. I'm like, wait, this motherfucker still has that gear? Oh, shit. Come on now.
Sadly, though, I think this year if he puts up, because he put up decent numbers, decent to good numbers in New York.
Yeah.
But can he do it for the greater good? Like you can see him on a winning team. Will that get him the type of contract that he longs for to get that last one big contract?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And he could go the way of Brandon Roy, where the legs just aren't there anymore.
That's totally different, though. Roy's was like degenerative.
That's true. That's true.
Just once, it was slowly going so bad, and then it just never came back. Like Rose has shown that he can come back.
He has moments.
Yeah, can he re-injure? Yeah, he's never going to be the same player.
And my Wizards, who didn't pick up anybody. So we'll see what happens.
No, but they have enough flexibility. They could.
Yeah.
They could pick up one guy.
We'll see, man.
They could. Zach Lowe floated an interesting DeAndre Jordan.
Holy shit.
Well, because there's a very good chance that the Clippers are not going to be in the top 5.
That's true. That's true.
So do they really want to be stuck with all these long-term contracts? And then what you'd have to give back, like Otto Porter and this nothing, or like a poo-poo platter of mediocrity? What do the Clippers want back in return?
Yeah, as long as it's not Boogie, man. As long as we didn't bring Boogie.
Yeah, Boogie's still, there's still like he could be there in free agency for Christ's sakes if he doesn't re-sign, but he seems like he wants the money, so he's signing with New Orleans.
Yeah,
that's my guess, because they're going to have to re-up him in the hopes that somehow convinces Anthony Davis to stay, which
he's gone.
More than likely.
He is gone, Matt.
More than likely.
And I will say this right now.
Seems like a good dude, and he wants to stay there, and he wants to build a winner there, but I just don't think they're doing to him what LeBron and Cleveland did the first time. We're getting rid of all our assets to support you with guys now, and those guys aren't good enough to actually do anything, and you need to grow into this part.
Yeah.
So now New Orleans' entire future for the next few years, they have no draft picks. They've fostered no young talent. Their draft have whiffed outside of Davis, and they're locked up into they had to overpay Drew Holiday. They're going to have to overpay Boogie, and just like he's more than likely gone.
But anyway, getting back to movie monsters. So we just thought we thought we'd approach it this way and have fun. I hope you guys are getting ready for Halloween. Some people really love this holiday. Some people are like addicts to this holiday and get everything and decorate.
You're not?
I'm not. I enjoy the holiday, but I don't like dress up my fucking house or my apartment or whatever. And I do dress up and go to a friend's party on Halloween night. We used to walk West Hollywood, but that's a fucking madhouse. You know, as you get older, it's even more annoying to walk around. It's great to watch the incredible costumes, but then there are people who walk in West Hollywood during that time, and they're not dressed up at all, and they're like these like gang-looking motherfuckers who just want to go and mess with people, and so it can get dangerous. And so that's the only issue I have, because it really is a madhouse, and there's concerts and shit going on now all over through. So, but I just worry about some of the...
A lot of booze, a lot of drugs.
Yes.
A lot of people.
The intentions.
It's a recipe for eventually this could break bad.
Exactly. And so I don't want to be there because I don't want to go to jail, you know, because you know me.
Yeah, I just don't want to go down to that scene anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I've done those things. Yeah. I've been in throngs of thousands of people, and everybody's high out of their minds on whatever the hell they're on, and like I've done it.
Yeah.
I know what it is. Mm-hmm. Like the clothes may change, but the vibe is still the same.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
Do you watch Halloween movies on a Halloween night? Do you watch scary movies on Halloween night? Or do you make yourself? Or is that not really a tradition for you?
No. I mean, up until now that my sister and her family live in San Diego, I went trick or treating with them last year because my nephew he's going to be 4, or he is 4 this year.
Right.
So he wants Star Wars theme. So I bought a General Grievous costume. It was like $50. Well, I haven't bought it yet. I'm actually buying it tonight.
Nice.
But it was the most like complete for the money that still looked passable, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because like, of course, you want to do like Han Solo, Lando.
Sure.
There's 10 others. The worst is. So let me ask you this.
Oh, here we go.
My wife is making her costume.
Okay.
She's doing like this. She's throwing together an Ewok thing.
Like a sexy Ewok thing?
No, it's going to be like she's going to have she bought some brown cloth and drape it over in some fake fur, and she's kind of basically it's like a draped dress kind of.
Okay,
so it
that's cool.
evokes.
Okay, that's cool.
Ewok.
Yeah, sure.
That's fine. You want to get into it. And the best part is she was telling me about the Ewoks like I don't know everything about fucking. Because I was like, let me guess, you chose Wicket, and she was like, what does he look like? And I'm like, well, it's this, and she's like, yeah, that's the one I chose, and whatever else. And then at one point she was giving me a breakdown of like the character, what he looks like. I'm like, I fucking know. She's never seen any of the movies.
What? And she's telling you?
Well, she wasn't doing it like condescending.
No, I know.
She's just been going through and be like, yeah, I'm going to get this because he's got this staff. And I'm like, yeah. I know. She was just trying to explain. But so
brilliant.
my question to you is,
Yes.
so she was trying to talk me into, and she wanted to be like, my nephew wanted me to be Han Solo.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you got a white shirt and you got black pants, so I could do like the red stitching down like a side of black pants, and like I got a white dress shirt that looks nothing like the shirt that he wears in either of the two movies.
Right.
Those are navy fucking pants,
Yes,
not
they
black pants.
They are.
And I don't have a vest, and she's like, we could go find you some like cheap vest or whatever else. And I'm like, okay, so then what about the gun? What about the holster?
Yeah,
what
the
about
blaster.
the...
Yeah.
And she basically had like slapdash answers for all of them. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that to Han Solo. And she's like, what? Oh, you're not taking me? Like, no. If you're going to do that character,
Interesting.
do the fucking character.
Wow.
Well, it's just like you
So
can't...
you essentially want to cosplay.
If I'm going to do Han Solo, yeah. The guy
right.
deserves that respect.
I respect that. I totally respect that. I think it's Halloween night. No one's going to give a shit. But,
That's her attitude.
But you give a shit, and that since you're the one that's going to be wearing it, and
Because,
your
look,
comfort matters.
Had he chosen... Like last year, I got a Betamax from Big Hero 6.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's sitting over there because she was going to try and turn it into BB-8, but it doesn't look right. And it's got a little fan that blows up, and it's like
Oh,
$40.
shit.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
great.
puffy the whole time.
What?
Yeah, walking around. And it takes a couple batteries.
You may have just talked me into doing that this year. That's
Well, we're not
fantastic.
using it, so you can take it with you.
What?
It's one size fits all.
What?
Yeah, you got a little mask, and there's gloves, and
What?
you walk around the whole time. It's great.
Oh my God.
Little kids loved it. I was the hit of
Don't joke, because I'll
trick-or-treating.
take you up on it. Don't
Go ahead.
joke.
It's sitting right there. We can't use it.
You're not using it.
No.
All right. I'll bring it back to you after I use it if you need it.
That's
All right.
fine. I can show you in 2 seconds how to do it. But it's like, that's perfect. It looks like the character for like $40 or whatever it costs
Yeah.
me. Done. I get to walk away.
Wow.
Whereas like the Han Solos, you can look like shit for 60, or you can look decent for like 150. Be like,
Wow.
I'm not doing that.
No, you're not doing 150 for one night.
No. I'm not doing 60 for one night.
That's fair.
Or I'm doing 50, but the Han Solo, it was like a onesie.
Yeah.
It almost looked like a Star Trek kind of outfit from Next Generation type of thing, but it wasn't that tight. It
That's
was a little
terrible.
bit looser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
That's
and I'm like,
terrible.
and then she was like, oh, white t-shirt, black pants. I'm like, that character doesn't.
Yeah.
I have white dress pants white dress shirt and white dress pants.
You haven't even mentioned the boots. Do you have the boots?
Yeah, I don't have the boots.
Oh, there we go. That's another expense.
You can wear brown shoes. It's not the fucking same.
No way is that the same thing.
Exactly. I can't cut every corner and be like, who the fuck are you? Like,
Yeah.
Han Solo. Like, you're not even remotely close. Because everybody knows that movie at the very least.
Yeah, yeah.
Most people love it.
And it's a long sleeve shirt. It's not a short sleeve white shirt, or it's not a dress shirt.
It's not a dress shirt.
It's like a Henley.
It's like a 70s disco type of shirt.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah,
a
yeah.
big collar, at least,
Oh
from...
yes, it has a big collar. You're right.
Yeah. And then if you go Empire, he's got was it Star Trek? Which Star Trek is it where they've got the flap that folds over?
Yes.
Like that almost pirate. So that's just the shirt version of that in Empire.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't even know where to find a shirt like that.
I think you should go as the Carbonite version and just paint yourself all in silver and just walk around with your hands up.
We looked into the costume because my nephew at one point was 4. He's like, Han Solo and Carbonite. And we all died laughing. We're like, is there a costume for that? There is.
Of course there is.
Well, I found like a DIY online. Like, this is how you can build it.
Nice.
It looked pretty legit, but I'm not doing that.
No. You could have him dress up as Boba Fett and lead you around everywhere.
All right, well, so it looks like you're going to be Betamax for Halloween.
Awesome. I'm super excited. I wasn't sure what I was going to go with Halloween. I love Big Hero 6 to pieces, man.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
And it's super easy.
Well, there we go. That's our conversation ahead of the show. Matt, do you want to tell them how the show works?
Yes. Once John and I set a topic, we go our individual ways and create personal top 10 lists. Show back up here. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. He does his next 2. Then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the two of us.
Boom.
I'm telling you, Kyle did a number.
Thank you, Kyle Harlow.
Yeah. At number 10. So,
yes.
a lot of choices.
A lot of choices.
A lot of choices.
And different criteria.
Different, yeah, exactly.
Right? Whatever our criteria is. I like this. Another open-ended list. I like
Movie monster. What is a movie monster to you? Yeah. Is it the iconic ones, or is it one that lives more with you, that you carry with you, or it scares you more? Like the idea and reality of this monster that's a fucking monster.
Right.
That is the true definition of a monster.
Or do you enjoy the comedic nature of the monster and whatever? Like whatever your...
Okay.
Yeah, whatever your...
Interesting. Does that mean, is that a little peek at your list?
No, not at all. But it was something that it was one I'd considered, and I was like, I don't really see them as monsters, but I see when they turn bad, they can be monsters.
Is it Howie Mandel and Little Monsters? Is that what you... No. You were struggling, you're like, I like him so much.
Gizmo, that's the operative word there, Gizmo.
Anyway, Gizmo is the monster you chose?
Well, no, I didn't, but I was considering.
Yeah, I think you'd have to go to the Gremlins.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it's the monster.
Yeah, but I like.
Yeah, no, Gizmo's the better part.
Yeah.
Right, number 10.
Yes.
Because it's like last week. I know 10's going to get nixed unless we somehow have it in common.
Oh, my gosh.
Is the Babadook.
Oh, no, it just missed my list.
Because it's an interesting twist.
Yes.
On what a monster can be. Right. I don't want to spoil it because it's only a year and something old.
Yeah, a couple years old, yeah.
So it's still, there's still a ton of people that haven't seen it. This isn't something like that is going to be else on the list that's been around for a long time.
Right.
You may not know anything about this character, but it is an interesting twist on what a monster can be.
Yes.
Without saying too much.
Yeah. There's a top hat. Is it a mental thing? Is it a real thing? There's situations that happen to the characters in the movie that cause them to create this character to come out. You don't know if this character is real or not, or this creature is real or not, or monster is real or not in the movie. And so that's the exploration of the film. But I don't know if you know this, Matt. The Babadook is now a gay icon. Yes, it has now.
Why?
Because
it represents.
My friend explained it to me. My friend who's gay explained it to me. He said it's because that's a gay monster who would wear a top hat and that kind of jacket, who would have that kind of style. That's the kind of monster who would have that kind of style. And so they were saying something like that. And I think it's connected to something. Someone had made a joke on Reddit about that the Babadook was gay, and it picked up steam. And so now they've embraced the Babadook as a gay icon. And they used him in the Gay Pride Parade in West Hollywood or in LA that happened recently. People were dressed up as Babadooks. The Babadook had a float. It's a whole thing. So I am not steeped in the gay culture, so for anyone who's listening who is gay,
a lot of hand gestures from you. A lot of hand gestures right now.
I just want to make sure I
wish
cover
people
myself.
could see it. Yeah, it's.
But those who are listening who are gay and understand this,
let me know.
Yeah, hope I'm explaining it correctly. But this is how it was explained to me. There was a Reddit, and people saw it. Gay people saw it, embraced it, thought it was funny, and then it started popping up as a thing. So now it people have banners of the Babadook as a gay icon. So
I would just hope that there's some sort of deeper meaning, because otherwise this seems such a weird choice to latch onto.
Yeah, well, it's like fire. It caught on like fire. So.
Yeah. Well, gay fans out there, or anybody that knows a gay Babadook that's like loves the Babadook and could explain this, please let me know on Twitter or Facebook at Matt Knost. Just find me or make it an Instagram story. I don't care. I'm just hoping there's some sort of something, a duality within their
Duality
meaning.
of man. Oh, nice. I like that.
I have no idea.
What's your number 9?
At number 9. So 9 is a choice where, it comes down to the movies, which is Predator.
Okay, not on my list.
Because the idea of a monster showing up here on Earth to hunt.
Yes.
That you are just game and this is sport. Oh, that's brutal, because that's way more intimate and personal. And it's like I know we've referenced in the past, Dave Chappelle's, please believe me.
Yeah.
It's like this invisible thing is hunting me, like, fuck, I am not lying. Why would you not believe me? You see it, it looks like a mirror. You kind of notice that the wall is it's the wall, but it's not the wall. Yeah. I'm not fucking crazy. So it's the psychological of did I just see that? But also the motivation of this alien there that does look like a monster, a crab or something, the jaw just opens up.
Yeah.
And it just, the idea of that, I enjoy the movie so much, and it is such a unique, interesting, take on what a monster could be.
I agree. It comes with that weird noise that it makes.
Yeah.
Whatever it does. And then it has disappearing abilities or cloaking abilities.
Yeah. And future technology.
Yeah. All that stuff.
Shooting laser plasma stuff. And it's just really interesting. So I liked it for that.
It seems almost unbeatable. And then, of course, it gets beaten.
Then he runs into the buzzsaw that is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
In the A-movie classic.
Oh, boy. Here we
Predator.
go. Oh, jeez.
From the early 80s. I mean, it's...
I'll hide in the mud. You can't track
beautiful, because then it disguises his heat signature, and that's how he figures out that the fucking alien is viewing through thermochromic lens or something.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's pretty goddamn interesting.
Whatever
to
they
me.
wrote in that B movie script. Yes.
That A movie. That's the craftsmanship you put in to top of the line work.
Don't say craftsmanship. But Shane liked it. I like
so much craftsmanship.
It's the greatest craftsmanship ever.
Exactly.
What's your number 8?
My number 8, I believe, will probably be higher on your list. The Fly.
Yes, but it's 7. So do we talk about it?
Yeah, we talk about it now.
All right, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Brendel Fly, motherfucker.
Science run amok.
I love this movie 2 pieces, and I love because I enjoyed the Vincent Price one. I remember watching that as a kid and having it affect me when he's like, "Save me, help me," and then they throw the rock and they kill it. So to me, seeing the remake, I was blown away about what they did with the remake. And Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah.
This is still my favorite Jeff Goldblum film, bar none. He's done a million fucking films. This is still my favorite film of his. And I love the relationship. They make you care about him and Gina Davis after he starts becoming the Fly. Like it's almost a romantic, a tragic romance. It's almost Shakespearean, man, in a fucking sci-fi film like this. And the special effects are so brilliant in how when he starts changing, and then when he like has half the machine and half the fly. Oh man! And then when he picks up the gun and puts it to his head, damn, dude, it's so good.
What choice do you have?
Yeah.
At that point, like you've turned into. I can't even imagine. Like, can you imagine sitting there and just all of a sudden you're sprouting things and certain things are starting to poke through your skin.
Yeah.
And you're lying to yourself that this is somehow going to get better. I mean, that's all you're doing. It's constantly, and don't think about that thing that's growing out of me. Don't think about that. Don't think about that. Don't think about that.
All it was, I got all this energy.
Oh, fuck. I fell asleep. And now, this other thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It just constant, the worry, the dread, and like man's, is the easiest illustration of man's grasp thoroughly out. Man's reach thoroughly exceeded by its grasp.
Yeah.
Just like it's trying to go, and you're like, you should not be doing this.
Yeah.
Or man's grasp. I don't fucking remember.
Sure.
I've screwed it up twice now. That I like that it's a monster that could be created by us through our own foible.
Well, it's a great line.
And
He
hubris.
says, I love his hubris. Yeah, great point. Yeah, I love his line where he says near the end of the film when he's just like, I'm Fly who dreamt he was a man, and now the dream is over, and I'm a fly again. And I was like, oh, that's so exciting. But like him regurgitating that shit on like the dude's leg and on the dude's arm when he's doing the arm wrestling, like all of it is badass. It's so badass. And it's horrific in that way because you're right, Matt. It can be symbolic of something that can change you if you don't pay attention to the changes that are happening to you. Mm-hmm. This thing can affect you in ways, whether it's a disease or whether it's your own mental situation. Like it could stand for anything.
Yeah, it is.
And then you're right. It's the hubris of it that allows you to keep ignoring it until it's too late. And that's what happens. And it's so brilliant, man. So well done. All right. So my number 10 is Hellraiser. The Xenobite? Pinhead, yes.
Okay.
And the Xenobite. Like,
I love the look of them. I've never cared for those movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, right. The first one I like.
Okay.
But they scared the living shit out of me, man. And so to me, like the whole guy that bites all the Xenobites, whatever they're called, he's just biting the whole time. And homie with the pinhead and the terrible things they do to people, like ripping the skin off their flesh while they're having sex. All this stuff is like, it's pretty horrific. The first film, like everything else after was kind of like, And then when they went into space, I was like, fuck off. But like this whole thing in the first film is really great. And I like it, and it scares the shit out of me because any demon thing, it affects me because of my religious upbringing.
Look, it is one of the best, like, simple costume that is so thoroughly effective.
Yeah.
There's not just pins. There's just pins in his head. But somehow, because they're all, like, perfectly aligned with one another and the care it would have taken to do this to someone.
Yeah.
It's just such a beautifully simple, evil character.
And the leather and the guy, the actor who does his voice just works so well for it. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, my number 9 is something that affected me since I was a child, and that is 1922's Nosferatu, the vampire. Okay. That has been the only vampire that's ever scared me.
Exactly. Dracula does not make my list.
No. Dracula's never scared me. Interview with a Vampire never scared me.
No.
Gary Oldman's Dracula never scared me. Nope. Nosferatu scares the shit out of me when he comes out of the shadows because he's like 9 foot tall, long ass arms, bald as fuck, angular face, and all these things about him, and the big long hands. just the look of him is unsettling, right?
What is the Willem Dafoe? I've seen that.
Yeah, that's
Shadow of the Vampire?
Shadow of the Vampire. Yes.
And even in that, you're like, ooh. The idea that maybe this guy was a real person who just walked around like this all time.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, oh, wow.
Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows? Have you seen that yet? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who they modeled the guy who lives downstairs on the Nosferatu character, which was brilliant.
I believe that.
It's very, very funny. So, but yeah, that one, like I saw that as a 7-year-old kid. It scared the living shit out of me. And
How could it not?
Stayed with me forever. So whenever I see it on TV, like whenever I regress to 7 years old, I'm just fucking shaking in my boots watching that film. Ugh.
Yeah, I agree with you. Having never seen it, I've only seen like the slow clips.
Yeah.
Where it's playing like he's rising up out of the coffin.
Yeah.
No thanks, I'm good. Like, I don't need to see that.
All right, my number 7 might be higher on your list. I don't know.
About to find out.
Jaws?
That is higher on my list.
Okay.
You fucking kidding me with this?
All right. Only because it's, I put it that lower because it's, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about
All right, what's your number 7?
My number 7, let's see if this makes it, but I assume it will. Let's see if it's higher.
Okay.
Jason Voorhees.
Did not make my list.
Did make your list?
I hate slasher films. Did not make my list.
See, that's the thing, though. Growing up as a kid,
Yeah.
when you said like movie monster or something like that, it's him and his brethren.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is quite simply, there's a monster, because that, ostensibly is a real person that just kind of snapped.
Yes.
And the idea that could easily happen walking around in any neighborhood, because where they shoot that? Pasadena, but it's meant to look like Illinois.
Yeah.
Something like that, or maybe Iowa, but I think it's Illinois. I love the trivia about it. So the leaves, they only had so many leaves because it wasn't that time of year. Plus, deciduous trees in Southern California are kind of a rarity. You do find them in Pasadena, but so they turn on some sort of fan and roll out like the leaves, and they tumble across. And it was a PA's job to go and pick up all the leaves and put them into a bag so they could reuse it, because they only have so many fucking dead leaves that'll pass for fall time. Oh, I'm sorry. That's in a different movie. That is not in this, because this wasn't shot. Voorhees is what, upstate New York?
Right, Crystal Lake.
Wherever
that is.
Yeah, I was thinking of Halloween.
Oh, Halloween. All right, yeah. That's something else.
Yeah, that's something else. I apologize.
That's later on the list.
Yeah, but anyway, that is later on the list.
Yeah, that's right. Good call. Yeah.
But anyway, so Jason Voorhees is just basically a character that won't die.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do to him. And I like in the first one, like his motivations for a movie monster of a slasher film in the 80s are pretty true.
Sure.
As opposed to what it gets corrupted. I love that you brought up in space. Well, Jason in space.
Yeah.
It's just brutal. Eventually that thing became ridiculous.
Yes.
But it was predicated on something that was genuinely scary. And it's
in the first film, it's not even him that does the killing. It's his mom the whole time.
True.
That's why that's another reason why I removed it, because I'm like, it's not actually like him until the second film. Then it's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
These are my choices, though. I'm not bashing.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
That's a good point. Yeah. Anyway, so
right,
that was my
6?
My number 6. Sounds like it's going to be a punt then. There's our boy we were just talking about. I referenced
Jesus
the
Christ.
wrong movie.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
6?
Honestly, personal list. Personal list.
I'm sorry. You're right.
It's just, what are you going to do?
All right.
Because
punting.
he's so close to me, Jason is just like, okay, well, obviously Jason ripped him off. Anyway,
okay. We're punting.
We're punting.
Yeah. Just a little bit, but we're still punting.
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, there's my turn.
Yeah.
So I had 7 The Fly. We talked about that. So my number 6 is Freddy Krueger.
Okay. That's my 5.
Okay.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
That is the 80s trifecta to me.
Yeah.
And he is the scariest because he attacks you in your dreams.
This is the reason why I enjoy him. Exactly what you said, Matt. This is why I don't like the Jason Voorhees stuff. Also, because I think that Freddy and the other one we're going to mention later on, it's more psychological.
I like that he's Voldemort.
You shall not be named. It's more psychological, and I enjoy that kind of horror more than slasher films. That's why I hate slasher films.
What defense do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody can attack you in your sleep,
your own mind tricks you every day, all the time. We just talked about this with Brendan Fly, the hubris of it all. Your own mind tricks you all the time. Imagine that you couldn't even control your own mind, and your own mind was like able to fuck with you to the level it had an agent, an evil agent that was fucking with you even deeper, man. That's what Freddy is.
Well, here's the beauty of someone pointed this out to me, and ever since then, it's like, wow, that is weird. So both your eyes, every second of every moment that they're open, see your nose. but your brain cancels out that image so it doesn't obstruct your view.
Wow.
So close one eye, you can clearly see it. It's in the corner there. It's always
there it
there.
is. Okay.
You do it with the other one, it's there. Wow. But your brain, when it processes the two images together, wipes that and creates a composite between the two, and that's the space where it should be in your vision.
Interesting.
Unless you specifically look it out.
Right.
That's what it's doing on its own.
Wow.
Can you imagine if it turned itself against itself?
Well, that's what those movies do.
Exactly. In a reality where anything is possible now, because in your mind you can conjure up whatever you can think of.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, so you're attacking me there? Like I've never needed a defense here.
Well, there's so much about the character too. The fact that it has burnt skin, the fact that it has razors for hands, for fingers rather.
Yeah, on its fingers.
Yeah, all of that. And the fact that it takes such joy in fucking with you, such glee in fucking with you, and finding new and inventive ways to fuck with your head. Because in the dreams, when you have nightmares, you're like, how the fuck did I dream that? And that was so brilliant about the entire Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, is it found the right playground to bring out this kind of horror.
Yeah.
That you can't go, no, I don't believe that. You can't say that because you've had dreams that are just as crazy and fantastical as what they came up with in the movies.
Yeah.
So to
without
me,
a doubt,
it makes it amazing. Yeah.
There are certain things you're just like, I don't even understand where that came from. Yeah. And you wake up and you're like, sometimes that's fine. It's like one of those of like, that was just weird.
Yeah.
And other times you're like, oh my God, that was so dark. So like, I genuinely thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
In my own brain. Like, that's fun.
I occasionally have night terrors. When I'm really, really tired, I'll have night terrors. I'll fall asleep for like half an hour and I will wake up in the middle of a nightmare and I cannot move. It is unsettling as fuck, man. Yeah.
I've never had that.
I remember one time that I started to try to scream, and only half my mouth could open. It was like I was having a stroke. And it's fucking intense, dude.
So you're just kind of locked?
You are locked, and things are happening to you in the dream that you see happening to you, and a piece of you is still moving around, like still trying to get, and the other part of you that could help you, that is your physical body, is frozen, and you cannot move it. It feels like your body is encased in concrete. It is an intense experience, man. But it's only when I'm really, 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 really fucking tired and I just happen to pass out without being aware of it. Like if I prepare myself to go to sleep, I roll over, go to sleep, it's no problem. But if I happen to fall asleep on the couch, I can have these and I'll be like, fuck. And it's an intense situation, man. And so when you wake up from it, because eventually you have to go through it and then wake up from it, you're just like, fuck. It's the worst. Every few months I have one of those, man. It's the worst, dude. Some people have them every night, so I don't envy those people at all.
I mean, I've heard the term, but I didn't know it was that. Mm-hmm. I just thought you're prone to having nightmares. You wake up screaming or something like that.
No, you wake up in your nightmare and you cannot do anything because your body doesn't understand that you're awake. So your body you cannot control your body because half of your brain is awake, is operating within the dream.
Yeah.
And the brain that would function, normally your motor functions, is not turned on at all. It's an intense situation, dude.
Dude, I don't even know how to process that.
Read about it, man. It'll drive you nuts. The experience is so intense, dude. I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Seriously, like I'm just sitting here like I can't even fathom, because I'm sure there are times you're like, this isn't a bad one.
Yeah.
And there are other times you're like, this is brutal. Yeah. And I don't even know. So does that mean like are you witnessing the dream in front of you manifesting itself? Or are you still in your mind in visualizing and seeing, quote unquote, the dream there?
The dream is happening. I'm experiencing the dream viscerally. And I'm also aware that I'm in the dream and I can't wake myself up. And I can't help myself that I'm seeing in the dream. And it's the same dream over and over again. So you
almost like two realities existing at the same time.
Exactly. I'm aware that I'm lying on a couch or lying in my bed, but I'm also aware that what's happening in my dream is absolutely happening viscerally for me. So it's both combination. And the thing that's interesting is it's the same dream. It's always at a carnival. At some deserted carnival. It is.
It's a Scooby-Doo set. Basically. That's where you end up. Okay, guess what? It was Mr. Jenkins the whole time. So you're fine.
That's right. Those dirty kids.
Exactly.
But it's this huge abandoned carnival and I'm being chased around it.
By what?
I don't know. I never know what it is. It's always different every time.
And you're waking up, but at the same time still there, and it's just as real.
It is.
As real life.
And then I run into this like housing. How would you say this?
I can't imagine anywhere fun.
Like a cul-de-sac, and I'm so big that I'm jumping yard to yard.
I've been like that in my dreams, but not because I'm escaping some unknown terror. Because I just left a Carney's fever dream,
and the carnival is huge. So I'm like so small running in between the little the rides, and the carnival's so big. So whenever I wasn't big, and then I end up in this house that is like a ratted out house where. It's concrete. There's holes in the concrete walls, and I'm hiding out from people who live above me. And this is the dream that I repeat all over. And I'm afraid to get caught. And I'm sneaking around into different places, and they're doing like fucking fucked up shit in that house. And I'm trying not to.
Oh, well, there's holes in concrete. And by the way. What houses have concrete for walls outside of like East Soviet bloc?
Yeah.
We built a row of these in 1958. Yeah. And they're just expected to hold up against the cold. Like
it's intense dreams when they happen, man.
Yeah, I can only imagine because your recounting of it here, just trying to make my brain understand, is intense. Like, I'm not enjoying it. I don't know how the fuck you deal with that every 3 months.
Every 3 months. It's one time. It's one time every 3 months.
Yeah, still.
If it was every day, I'd be going insane. Some people have the same.
That's 4 times too many a year as far as I'm concerned. Jesus. Like, I have bad dreams when I wake up. And, like, there are times when I know I'm in a dream.
Yes.
And, like, oh, yeah, I'm dreaming, but I'm also, like, cognizant of that fact. But I can slip right back into dream. And those are always, for the most part, happy, fun. Every once again, there's a nightmare where I realize that I'm asleep. Yeah, but it's nothing like that. I'm not even. In no way am I trying to one up you because shit does not sound fun, and I don't want any part of that.
What's your number 5?
That was my 5.
Oh, that was your 5. Which was what again?
Krug.
Oh, Kruger. Right. Okay, that was my number. Okay, so then my number 5 is wait. Is that right? My number 5 is yes. My number 5 is The Thing.
Punting.
Ooh, interesting. All right, cool.
Punting.
What's your number 4?
4 is Xenomorph. The alien.
Okay, that's my number 3.
Looks like we got a lot of commonality on this list.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's a good thing.
I wanted to put the Xenomorph higher, but the first movie, I know it's a Nigerian guy dressed up as the alien, so it takes it away from me for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it does a little bit.
I kind of appreciate it because they only use him in spots.
Yeah.
And they just need him to unfurl his, skeletal form kind of thing. Like, just his size alone is so imposing.
Well, there's that scene where he turns to the right and he's like stretching out his hands towards. Yeah, that's the thing that takes it away.
He does kind of just look like a person in a.
But the overall design of the thing from H.R. Giger is fucking amazing, man.
Is that how you pronounce it? It's Giger?
Yeah,
not Geiger? I always thought it was Geiger.
Maybe
I don't know.
Geiger.
I've never heard it said aloud.
Okay.
I've only read it.
Fair.
So I just assumed Geiger because Geiger counter, and I don't know. That's the one I'm accustomed to hearing. So could be Giger.
I feel like I've heard Giger, but I could be wrong too.
You're also one to pronounce Kempy, so I'm not sure if I can trust you. And watch it. She reaches out and be like, "It's Kempy, you dumb fuck."
No, it's Kemp.
It's Kemp.
She gets real mad.
It's
I
Kemp.
can't say it right. Look, I got Alexakos. Give me a break. I got that right.
How can you not?
I mean,
pretty sure he's got a house in Rokanopolis.
Well, with that Greek name,
of course, that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
But anyway, so the Xenomorph, what a perfect killer.
Yeah, man.
Just design. The weird thing is, because usually something shouldn't be that effective at killing because otherwise it's going to exhaust its food source.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out some sort of balance, like what viruses do.
Yeah.
They can't kill everyone, so they kill as much as they can, but otherwise if they killed everyone, then there is no life after that because you got nothing to feed on. You switch over to animals after that or something like that. So the fact that something has evolved to this degree to where it is basically 100% efficient at killing.
Yeah.
And given the size and potential, possibility of various alien species out there within the universe, this hypothetically could be real.
Yeah.
Oh man, fuck you. That's what makes it so palpably scaring. Is like this could hypothetically be real.
Well, I mean, it's everything you could. It's almost an impossible creature to destroy because they're acid for blood, so you don't want to get too close when you kill it. Mm-hmm. It's got that head that pops out of its, or the extra mouth that pops out of its mouth. It's such a massively imposing creature when it unfurls itself. It unsettles the shit out of you, man. And so it's like, that's what I enjoy about the Xenomorph. It's really one of the most scariest things you'll ever see when it's done well. And it has that, like, even in the worst films, like Alien Covenant or Prometheus, it still has that squeal, that scream thing that it does.
Yeah.
That reminds you of some kind of creature, some kind of animal rather, that you might see in the wild. And so it's all of that combination that really unsettles the shit out of you, man. And plus the what it looks like a spine outside of itself, and the tail is
Yeah, it has like
no wasted
an
flesh on
insect's
that child.
exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Which is weird for something that big.
Yeah.
Because eventually, gravitational force would just crush that. Like, there's a reason those don't exist for the most part on such a grand scale, unless you want to say like rhinoceros or something that has such thick skin, but it's not the same thing as having your skeleton on the outside of your body.
Yeah.
Which is what this thing is.
That's a good point.
It is. Well, you'd have to get the oxygen level so high that it makes sense. It's like if you ever seen old fossils like dragonflies back in the whatever, the oxygen level was much higher back then. So that's the only way, because otherwise you can't have an exoskeleton that big.
Yeah.
Just it's too weighty, and by osmosis is how it fucking breathes, and you really can't do that unless the oxygen is really high. And just like this thing doesn't make any fucking sense, and that's why what makes it so inherently effective.
Yeah.
It's almost too much to process.
Yeah.
And its speed, its agility, its seeming intellect.
The intellect is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's cunning at just slaughtering.
Right, and there's nothing scarier than that scene there's one of the scariest scenes you'll ever see on film is when Hicks or is it Hudson lifts up the grate in Aliens and sees them all coming towards him.
Like cockroaches.
Oh, dude.
Just kind of it just drops down. Yeah.
Yeah. So great stuff.
Such a good monster.
That was your number 4?
Yep. What you got next?
My number 4 is Pennywise the Clown from It.
That's called a Puntarooski, my friend.
Jesus, what the fuck? All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is The Thing.
Okay, cool. We just did this film on the Cinephiles. Dude, I love this movie.
It's so good.
It's so great to savor it every little bit of time that you haven't seen it, because you get to enjoy the monster all over again.
Yeah.
And it is such an intense...
And the whodunit of it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is so brilliant in that
Yeah,
film.
which is not thoroughly explained.
Nope.
The whodunit still exists. That's why the movie still succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
And like just a monster that comes down that's here to cannibalize us, but can turn itself into I used to be your buddy, and now I'm here to eat you.
And it sprouts whatever it needs to sprout. It sprouts from its body in order to escape a situation. Tentacles, tongues.
When its head gets lopped off, and then suddenly it's like crawling away.
Yeah, crawling away. It's because it sprouted. It's
legs or something.
Yeah. Which is so intense. And then you're right that it can be whatever it comes in contact with. It can assimilate the cells, imitate the cells, and hide away by still keeping some semblance of that creature's intelligence in its full brain. But once it gets found out, then the creature takes over.
Exactly. So, if Mystique just opened up and was a huge 5-foot-long section of mouth with razor-sharp teeth coming out. I mean, that's what this thing... I mean, it's just a devouring machine that came here from another... or God knows where, but another planet more than likely.
Right.
And you're like, oh, man, it's so effective. And the remake is actually pretty good, too.
I haven't seen the remake. Yeah, you enjoyed that?
It's one of those of, I thought it was going to fail, and it still has the same, relative whodunit. I don't understand what's going on, trying to figure all out. The menace and terror is real. I just appreciate the older one because I saw it first.
Yeah, and plus I think the special effects still hold up.
They really do. I love the fact that it's just physical effects.
Yes. And you kill it, like you said, it becomes a head, the head walks away. You have to set it on fire, you have to throw like fucking dynamite to blow it up, to kill it once and for all in different sections, but it spreads throughout the entire camp. And I love that you don't know who is affected, who's going to be the alien. And you're right, that whole thing where his chest opens up and it becomes his like mouth all of a sudden and eats the dude's hands right off his body, and all the stuff that it becomes. Like, dude, it is madness, man. And so... And the sounds it makes when it's transforming, you're just like...
And the terror of being landlocked.
Yes.
In what is, technically the world's greatest desert. And there's nothing for, thousands of, I don't care how you parse it, miles or kilometers.
Snow-covered
Dealer's
miles.
Choice on that. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You're fucked.
And you're stuck there because one of those guys understood that this thing can't get off the base.
Yeah.
So you gotta be stuck
You got to deal with it.
You gotta deal with it, yeah.
Because you can't let anybody leave. And there's a reason this thing is down here because it can't escape either.
Yeah.
Unless it takes over one of us and gets on some sort of transportation.
Yeah. I mean, the dog scene is amazing when it starts panting and then becomes the thing that it becomes and starts sucking them all in. The scene where the blood sparks that dude to become the thing.
Yeah.
That's such a great scene. So it's so inventive, all of it.
So yeah, it's such an effective, and it holds up. So all those younger viewers out there, and like, what is this from late 70s, early 80s? 82. I was about to say 78 or 82 are my two guesses. Really effective.
Yeah.
Just translate like the terror is timeless.
Yes.
That should be the tagline on the updated poster.
That's great.
So yeah, that's why I made my number 3.
Okay. My number 3 was the Xenomorph. So what's your number 2?
Oh, my number 2 is another punt from you.
Okay.
Jaws.
2?
What is scarier?
Wow.
What's scarier? That scared.
It did.
Next to number 1. Number 1 scared me more than Jaws. But Jaws is like when I was a kid during the winter, my mom would occasionally take us to this big indoor like pool.
Yeah.
It's like at the YMCA, and it was Olympic. And then down at the 6-foot end of the Olympic, if you look to the right, there was the deep end for the 2 high dives.
Yeah.
For like the really big high dive, and then for like a regular springboard or something. But they had a diving team, and this was in a small town. But painted in the back of it for whatever reason, to signify that this was the deep end, there was a great white shark. Just a black silhouette. But it was like 4 feet, 5 feet long. And every time I would swim and it would open up and I'd see that, and I knew it wasn't real. I knew it was just paint on a wall underneath the water. Right. But I'm 9 years old. And literally be like, fuck that noise. And I'd turn around and I'd just swim back up and swim the 50 meters or whatever it is back to the other side. Like that movie had a lasting and indelible effect on me because of how effective Jaws is as a character.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you, brother. For me, it's a reason I don't go past 4 feet of water in the ocean. I have a horrible fear of being eaten by a shark. And so, because of that movie. But as I've gotten older, when you understand it's a plastic thing, it wasn't blah, 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 like it kind of ruins it a little bit. And the fact that it didn't work, which is why it was, but the movie itself is amazing. And when the shark eats Robert Shaw, dude, every fucking time, chilling as fuck, man. Chilling as fuck. Because his screams. And then when it chomps down and starts ripping him, or the little kid, too.
I'm assuming you were like me. I found out about the USS Indianapolis from this.
Yeah, man.
And like, this hasn't, sharks picking away at men. And then as I got older, I found out about megalodons, which are the precursor to a great white, which is basically like, if you think a great white is big, go look up the stats on a megalodon and shit your pants. Because that thing used to exist.
Yeah.
That's always amazing. Like, the dinosaurs and whatnot on land that existed before us, those I've come to accept. It's the ones in the ocean that I can't wrap my mind around. Even though like a blue whale now, I believe, is the biggest, and it's I can't contextualize how large it truly, genuinely is.
Yeah.
But to think of all these predators, like when you see the artist recreations of them now, it's just like, that thing's just like 100 foot long of razor sharp teeth. That's all it exists for, apparently. Oh, here's another one that looks totally different, yet still kind of the same. Like, have you ever seen it's like a crocodile, but not, because the crocodile has the longer snout.
Yeah.
So it has like flippers, kind of like really big dolphin flippers, but it's got 4 of them, and then a tail, and then this huge kind of crocodilian type of head, but it's not quite. So it's looks like it, but it kind of like a fish with and it's like, that thing was like 75 feet long. So the fact that like Jaws, that's what makes it palpably realer to me. Like, there could be a great white right now cruising around on the ocean that's 25 feet long.
Yeah. I love that line when he's like, 20, that's 20 feet. That's a 20 footer. 25.
Yeah.
That's such a great line. But you're right. And the thing with crocodiles, dude, if they ever made a good crocodile movie, I might put that on the list.
Yeah.
Nothing scares the shit out of me. Like, when I watch those documentaries, those African documentaries, those 25-foot fucking crocodiles, fuck you. Fuck you. That's prehistoric shit. That's unsettling as hell, man.
Can you imagine one of those huge crocodiles doing that death roll? Where they grab something and they just start doing the spin, which is such an effective way to murder something, by the way. Hats off to you. Alligators, crocodiles, and what are the smaller ones? The caiman? Is that what it is?
Sure, yeah, the caiman, yep.
Yeah. Like, that's a pretty effective way to take out something that may is potentially bigger than you. Just start whipping around. I don't even know how you build a defense for that.
Yeah, you're so be unsettled. There's no way you can do anything.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Just start doing a death roll. You're like, okay, if it's something even that big, like, yeah, if they made a good one, like Lake Placid, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
It's not.
I think there was one made about it. There was some film. It was terrible. But I can't. It was named after the crocodile that they were going after. But when you watch that Planet Earth documentary about the sharks, and they show that slow motion of the shark catching that seal in the sea, in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the air, rather. Holy fuck nuts, man! That scared the living shit out of me to know that that creature that size can move that quickly and that forcefully. It's so physical in its movement, man. Whew.
Just a torpedo of death.
Boom, that's it.
It's just, yeah, you ever seen the video where they take like a surfboard and they cut it into a seal shape and they troll it behind a boat? No. And they just put cameras on the back of the boat. That's where all the footage of great whites coming flying up out of the water.
Holy shit, dude.
I think it's off the coast of South Africa and maybe as well off of near San Fran.
Yeah.
But I know South Africa for sure that I've seen footage from that, and they'll just troll behind and then see, like, they measure they estimate how quickly and how far it manages to launch itself out of the water to violently just propel its entire self out to take out this fake fucking seal, and you're like, oh my God. That's why it's number 2. It's just like, this thing could totally exist.
Fair. All right, that's your number 2. Shit. Well, my number 2.
We got
King Kong. I absolutely love King Kong, man. It's one of those films I saw as a kid. Not the fucking Jack Black one either. The 1933 one with Fay Wray. I just think if we're talking movie monsters, it's a monster that is classic. It's epic. It's huge. It's scary. And you know my thing about apes. So to see one that's that huge, that's why it's this high on the list for me, because I think it's possible to have a simian revolution. So to see one
simian uprising
rather, to see something that huge, and the special effects for 1933. I don't know if this was Harryhausen who did this, but the stop motion.
That sounds right.
Yeah, because the stop motion of it is amazing, Matt. And I think it still holds up.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so I think it still holds up. And you like when he fights the T-Rex, when he's climbing the trees in the jungle and all that stuff he's doing with Fay Wray, like all of it really works when he's climbing the building. So to me, it's just iconic, and I had to put it this high up on the list for myself because I think it's a movie monster that deserves to be in the top 5. So there you go. That's my argument for it.
It's one of those of like, I did Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah. There was about 20 minutes in the middle you could have fucking got rid of, but yeah.
Yeah. And, the Peter Jackson was meh.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense. Like, why is the ape ice skating in Central Park right now?
The miscasting all throughout that film is what killed it for me, too. Like, I just was like, it's no.
Yeah, I wanted to like it, but it was just, it wasn't my cup of tea. I think something really interesting could be done, and it's a hell of a movie monster.
Sure.
I hope that comes to fruition at some point.
Well, the Jeff Bridges, Jessica Lange one was good from the 70s that they remade.
Even that, I'm like, meh.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's got interesting points to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, why in the middle do they stop and go grab a drink in Manhattan?
It's a good point. You make a good point.
100-foot monkey loose in this city. I mean, granted, I know it's an ape. It's not a monkey. But at the same time, it's like, why are we getting highballs right now? And like the whole like undercurrent of people were pissed off at oil companies and to make them the villain in it. Like, I get it, but it also makes it very oil crisis time when this came out, and it was a hot button issue. So
OPEC and all that.
Yeah, they were trying to force something in. Like, it could make sense, but at the same time, it really didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't hate it. It just, I was like, man, I wish they could succeed better with this character.
Yeah. Do we have the same number 1?
No, we do not. Because I already punted again from your other number 1.
That's a fucking shame.
I think, is it the one you text me about, your number 1?
No.
Okay.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Pennywise.
Wow. Okay.
This is a straight up personal list.
All right. Yeah, so I know it is.
Yeah. And that character.
Holy fuck, that character.
When we were talking about before, like being afraid in dreams, like in Freddy's world.
Yeah, man.
Pennywise has been the tormentor in my nightmares.
Oh, right. That's right. We talked about this.
Yeah, for 20.
Oh, Jesus.
24 years?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen as much anymore. But he still pops up every once and again.
Holy fuck, man. I will take my night terrors over the Pennywise situation any day of the week, man.
He's not fun.
Because my nightmares are the same location. They're not the same monster. So that's interesting.
But at the same time, I only have, at this point in my life, I have a nightmare maybe like twice a year. I rarely have. Okay. When I was younger, I had more of them.
Sure.
But I've never been prone to nightmares. But I could always tell in my dreams when it was switching over to a Pennywise. I knew it. And waking up going, oh, fuck, that was so real.
Yeah.
And this character has embodied what it means to be just terror, absolute terror to me. This is the manifestation of every fear. That's why, I think I'm biased when it comes to the movie. I loved the movie.
Yeah, the movie's great.
Yeah, because I love the book. And I've had other friends that didn't read the book and they saw the movie and they're like, yeah, what about this, this, and this? And be like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It is, to some people, it's more of a coming age movie than it is a horror. And it's like, there's not a lot of scares in it. And be like, yeah. But I understand the psychological potential that this character could inflict.
Yes.
On you, and I just respect it so thoroughly. So Pennywise, when we came up with this, was like, well, I'm so thankful that there's a good movie because he's been the monster of my life.
Yeah.
And it was only in a book really before, the Tim Curry. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That helped kind of coalesce the shape in some, he existed, but it's just like an amalgamation of clowns that I'd seen before that. Yeah. So that unfortunately, by the time I saw the TV movie, it was a more potent force because now I had a genuine face to make out and put to this terror. So in my dreams, they got a little bit scarier for the next couple of years whenever that would happen.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that's why Pennywise is my number one. That motherfucker's been haunting me for a long time.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Completely. Okay, so then my number one is Michael Myers, which we put earlier. Yeah. Michael Myers is I just absolutely love Michael Myers as a monster because, like we were saying with The Thing, you don't know why this happened to this kid, why he is the way he is. And
no need, by the way.
What? No need. Exactly.
No need.
That's why the Rob Zombie films never happened. You shoot this guy and he still gets away at the end. So to me, he is a demon, literally demon. You don't understand where he comes from. He's just pure evil, and it chases you through the whole movie. And the music from the film is fantastic, and the portrayal, the actor that does it, like when he's doing those.
Oh yeah,
and the William Shatner mask is brilliant, and the scene in when she's hiding in the closet, and then he reaches to try, and she's stabbing him with the fucking wire hangers. Like all of it is just so great, and to me, it's just like this impending doom that you cannot seem to escape. And so to me, it's always held a very special place in my heart as a movie monster because it's just you don't know where it came from, you don't know how to fucking kill it. Even when you think you killed it, you don't kill it, and it just keeps coming after you, and it looks massively huge as a physical specimen.
Yeah, he does. He's a brick wall coming at you.
Exactly, and he's wearing those mechanic overalls.
That just says mask. I got no problem with getting blood all over this.
Exactly.
Yeah, this ain't my Sunday best. Yeah, no, he's effective. Yeah. The only reason I put him, I think I've got him at 6 on my list, is because it's a better version of Voorhees, but I also had Voorhees, and I'm like, to me, it's just like, as slasher, unstoppable force kind of.
Yeah.
And other things have terrorized me more. But the fact that he is basically just a monolithic force coming at you, and there's not a whole hell of a lot that you can do except for run.
Machine. He's a goddamn killing machine.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's almost like a shark, it's personal. Like Jaws, it's personal.
This time
is fucking personal, like Jaws the Revenge. But yeah, no, he just keeps coming, and that's what's so unsettling about the situation.
Yeah,
and Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic in the movie. So I'm excited that they're coming back and doing a new one, and they've announced that all the other sequels never happened in this version.
I had heard that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first one and it was god fucking awful. It was the Rob Zombie.
Oh, those are terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Of the we're gonna reboot the character.
Yes.
Bullshit. And be like, that. Did you see the first one? Why do we need to do this?
Exactly. Well, they're saying even Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, 5, and 6, none of them happened.
Oh.
Halloween H2O never happened.
So they're just starting.
They're starting right after the first one ends. Well, not right after, but like it's 30 years later or whatever. And it's Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's the age that she is, and he is now coming back for her. And so that's what this film is. So I'm like, oh, this is intense. And I kind of explained it because in the second one is when you find out that it was brother-sister thing.
Yeah.
Right? And so, because she's adopted and she didn't know and all this kind of stuff, or she had forgotten her birth family. So I don't know how they're going to make that work in the second film because it's not canon. If you're eliminating all the sequels, it's not canon that he's her brother. So if they introduce it in this new one, then okay, great. It's still somewhat in the Halloween.
Yeah, or you could take a different tack with it.
Yeah,
or if they do,
you could.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good because this is one of the original Halloween is one of the most effective horror movies because it crosses over. It's not about like the monster is so effective because it's such a simple idea. It's not some complex, convoluted. Just like no.
Right.
This guy's just he's here to kill you.
That's it.
There's no other motivation.
That's right. All right. Are you writing this one down? Since I'm banging this time.
That's
All
fine.
Right. So I guess number one will have to be Pennywise since I had it at 4. You had Michael Myers at 6.
All right.
Right. So
Yeah, I had Mike at 6.
So I'll do Mike at 2 if that's all right with you.
Sure.
And then should we put the Xenomorph next? That's what we seem to have. I have it at 3. You have it at 4. Oh, what did you have at 2?
Well, I've got Jaws at 2, but that's way lower.
Yeah.
What do you have at 2?
I had King Kong at 2.
That's not on my list.
Right.
Yeah, Xenomorph makes sense for number 3 then.
All right.
All right, so we both have Jaws in common. We both have The Thing in common, but I know you want to get King Kong on there as well.
Yeah. I could put The Thing next and then King Kong. Is that cool with you?
Well, I have Jaws higher than The Thing.
Okay.
Just because to me the Jaws is that scared me a lot more.
Gotcha. All right. So do you want to put Jaws there first? Or
Okay.
King or King. Let me have King Kong and then Jaws. Is that what you want to do?
Well, we both have Jaws,
Right.
so it would make sense then to put
Okay.
Jaws over.
Jaws next.
All right, you want the Kong?
Yeah, I have King Kong at least in the top 5.
All right, then let's do Thing next.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then what else do we have in common? Freddy.
We have Freddy in common. Great.
Yeah, we have Freddy next, I believe, in common.
Yeah, I had Freddy at 6.
Yeah, I got it at 5.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
And then The Fly, I think, is the next thing we have in common.
That would probably be correct, and then I don't think we have a Thing left.
Nope. All right, how many are left? How many slots?
We got 2 slots left.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
I got Voorhees and Predator and Babadook. I'll nix Voorhees since we already got Myers. I'm fine with that.
Okay. I got Nosferatu's, and I'd love to put that on there.
You know, let's do that, then Babadook.
Okay.
I'll
done.
take my number 2, but that at least makes the list different.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good call. So we had a lot of common ones. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're roughly the same age. We would be terrorized by the same things.
True. Very, very true. I thought about putting Leatherface on here, but I'm like, no, that's a real serial killer. That's not a monster. That's a serial killer. It's based on what happened in...
Yeah, but you could also make a case that the Ed Gein is not representative in that character.
Right.
So they took him and turned him into a different monster.
Right. I guess. But it just didn't seem like a monster to me. Fantastical in that way.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, the big guys that I don't have Dracula, I don't have Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I don't have Wolfman.
They
I don't
don't
have
scare me.
Mummy.
They don't scare me.
Never seen a movie of theirs. I mean, honestly, outside of Abbott and Costello.
I was going to say, if you put an Abbott Costello film...
Yeah,
not
now
scary
we're
anymore.
talking.
Yeah.
But it's not scary.
That's not scary anymore, no.
So those are the only ones that I like with those characters in it that I can think of.
Right.
Which sucks. Which really sucks. These huge iconic characters.
Yeah.
And it's like, these comedies, which seems like a misuse. But you text me about Godzilla, and I thought that would make your list.
No, in the end, I liked King Kong more because Godzilla's never scared me.
You want to use your mic?
Oh, sorry.
To talk?
Sorry, I was ready to bang, but no, Godzilla doesn't scare me. And whereas King Kong has scared me before, and whereas Godzilla has been more of I've enjoyed him. Like if this was favorite movie monsters, that's a whole other ball game, right? To me, this is the top 10 movie monsters. So in my mind, it was like, have I ever been scared by any of these? And if I've been scared by all of them, then okay, I'm cool with it.
Sure.
Know? And so that's why he's never done that for me. Never been scared.
All right, give me that sweet falsetto.
The top 10 movie monsters.
That was good.
That's all right. Good. Here we go. At number 10.
The Babadook.
At number 9.
Nosferatu.
At number 8.
The Fly.
At number 7.
Freddy Krueger.
At number 6.
The Thing.
At number 5.
King Kong.
At number 4.
Jaws.
At number 3.
The Xenomorph.
At number 2.
Mike Myers.
Michael Myers, not
Mike Myers.
All right. At number 1. And our number 1 movie monster is
Pennywise, the dancing clown.
that son of a bitch. That crazy son of a bitch. The projector scene, Matt. The projector scene.
Just so glad that movie came out.
Yeah. And was good.
Yep.
And was good. Man, that projector scene, I was like a cat hanging from the fucking ceiling. Oh, it was so good.
The one that got me to jump the most, spoiler alert, but it's in the trailer, is when he turns around. She turns around in the bathroom, and he's right there.
Oh.
And that actually made me jump, even though I knew it was fucking coming. It's like, oh, Holly, you got me. You got me.
Son of a bitch. People were storming out. People were like, I can't take it. I could hear it in the arc light when we saw it at the Dome. People were like, I can't take it. You could hear this. I can't take it.
Yeah, whereas other people were like, oh, that's not scary. And be like, I get it. They didn't go for frights in the normal
No.
horror movie kind of fright.
But his ability to move so quickly and shake his head, that scares the shit out of me.
There's a million things. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it.
Fair. All right, that's our list of top 10 movie monsters. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a great Halloween. Be safe. Enjoy yourself out there. Or if you're staying in, enjoy some scary movies.
Yeah, although you'll hear from us on Halloween itself.
Yeah, true.
With a different show for next week.
Sure.
And also, let us know what countries in the world celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, good call.
I don't know. So hit us up on Twitter and on every once again now I do have the time to scan through and like try and read through the YouTube comments, but it's pretty rare now. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you do it on Facebook or Twitter, I know we'll both see it at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, because I know it's huge in this country, and I think other countries are slowly been like, that seems like fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's big really,
Well, some celebrate like a day later, All Hallows Eve on the 1st or on the 30th. I forget.
Or whatever your version is.
Yeah. And yeah, if the page is now a group page like we're hoping it, maybe we should put that up there and people can comment underneath.
Yeah, let us know.
And when you celebrate Halloween, that'd be a fun thing to bring up there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that learned about Halloween in other countries.
No clue.
And I'm not.
Yeah, because it's not a religious holiday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an old pagan ritual or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could tell me it's like with the autumnal equinox or something. It's tied in with that, and we now would have this weird day to dress up and get candy in this country for it. Whatever. Teach their own. We wonder why we have a type 2 diabetes problem, but what are you going to do? We figure out a way to give our kids bagfuls of candy once a year.
That's what we do. That's how we roll, son. That's how we roll.
I'm sure it didn't intend to start like that, but whatever.
You want to get real scared, go back and see like Halloween costumes from like the 1800s and 1900s.
Oh, that shit is terrifying.
That's fucking scary as shit, dude.
Yeah.
Scary as shit.
Or like on random holidays and people are dressed up like, that's the Easter Bunny that year. And you're like, I don't know how, like 70% of the kids didn't come home crying and just screaming about that because of the dreams they had that evening.
Go back to work in the factory at 6 years old. There you go. So thanks everybody for listening this week to the Top 10 show. It was fun to do this one. I had a lot of fun doing this one.
We have our Patreon page up. So once again, on November 1st is when we'll actually be rolling out and doing all that stuff. And we're going to be, we've peppered some things in, hopefully by the time you're hearing this on the page. But it really is, once we actually charge you and start going down that road, is when we're taking this time now to figure out what content we want to deliver to make it worthwhile for you. And hopefully the Facebook page, the group page, will help us more easily navigate those waters when we come to them. Yeah. But anyway, if you want to find our Patreon page, it's patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. There are different tiers on there. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much to everybody that has been a patron so far. It's a crazy number. I never expected it to get this high this quickly. Thank you so much to everybody that's out there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully it is a worthwhile two-way street we're traveling down.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I assume it will be.
We've never let down our fans before.
We haven't.
Yeah.
We're good about it.
Yeah.
So that's it. So thank you. There should be a link in the description. Otherwise, you can find it from us on Twitter or Facebook. Hit us up there if you can't find it there. And if you want to follow me, you can do it at Matt Knost, MATTKNOST. You guys can find me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and Instagram. And thanks so much for listening to us on the SK Plus podcast channel. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for downloading the show. So many great shows on there. After Schmo, Schmo Down Rundown, Wangers, Outlaw Nation.
Which had Don't Be a Beardo. I took 2 weeks off on Outlaw Nation. The Comic-Con had wore me out.
And you got sick.
And then I got sick. So last week's show was the first show back. And so there'll be another show this week, which people can enjoy. And I'm trying to bring on more and more guests to explore other things. So we'll see who comes on this week. Yeah.
Last week's show could be one of my favorite Outlaw Nations.
Was it? Is that right?
I think so. I so thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. It felt like I was in the room with you.
Wow.
And, well, you're good at this job.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you, man.
You are. You paint a picture so well.
Oh, okay.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. And The Meaning Of, check that out.
Yes.
The new podcast from RB3 and Ace.
And Don't Be a Beardo.
Uh-huh.
All those guys.
Yeah, ton of good stuff on the channel. So thank you, everybody, to listening and all that stuff.
Yeah, and don't forget the Schmodown. It's coming. We might get our shot at those fucking guys once and for all. Team action. Like we
shall see.
We owe them a whooping, as they said in the old days. A whooping.
We shall see.
I'm just saying.
We shall see.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks so much for listening to us. Matt, anything else?
Nope, can't think of a damn thing.
Well, thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.